Hi all, today we'll study about new program. It is experiment number 3. It is design, develop and implement YACC or C program, okay, to construct a predictive parsing table. Okay, so here grammar rule is given. So two productions are there. So first one and second one. So that is first one says A producing small letter A, capital B, and small letter A. That is B is here non-terminal and here A is a non-terminal. So small letter A and small letter B in this grammar are the terminals. And B producing small letter B, capital letter B is there. Then followed by or one more production we have, that is B producing epsilon naught. Okay, so for this we have to create a parsing table first. Okay, so one table we will create it. So for this table, from this table what we will do, this whatever sentence is given, okay, that we have to parse it. Okay, so here in what whenever we will try to draw a table, okay, so always it will be having this side, that is non-terminals. Okay, here non-terminals will list it, here terminals will list it, plus one more extra thing is dollar point. Okay, so whatever table we are going to draw now, so it should have minimum two rows. Okay, that is nothing but A and B, there are two non-terminals. Okay, so it has A and B, two non-terminals, and here terminals will come, that is column indicates terminals. So terminals we have A small letter and B small letter. Okay, so this is our table. Okay, and in the end we should have dollar prompt also. So this is a table, so each this cell should have some entry. Okay, that some entry is nothing but which production. Okay, so which production will come, where it will come. Okay, that is nothing but we have to check it and we have to enter those things. So to do this one we required first and follow. Okay, so first and follow we have to identify it. Okay, so here what we will do, so whatever non-terminal is there, for that non-terminal, suppose that is A and B, we have to identify first and follow also. So then we'll keep it. Okay, so that is first of capital letter A is nothing but here if you saw small letter A is there, that is no, directly terminal we have. So first of A contains this small letter A. Then first of B, we'll check it. So first of B is nothing but, so first of B of producing small letter B, so B will come, and one more production we have B producing epsilon naught, so it will come epsilon naught also. So these two will come in first. So like this we have to identify the follow. Okay, so to identify follow we have rule, and that rule is nothing but how some rule is there, that is we have to check it in the right hand side of the production. Okay, that grammar symbol we have to check it in the right hand side of the production. Now we have to check follow. So follow is nothing but always we have to check that whatever non-terminal is there, that should be there to the right hand side of the production. So whatever right hand side is there, suppose like this is some production is there, that is X producing A, Y, B. Okay, so to identify the follow of B, we have to check it in a production Y non-terminal should be there in the right hand side of the production. Then depending on this one we'll identify it. So here for to identify follow of A, if you saw in both the productions we don't have A in the right hand side, so we'll not get follow of A. But since A is a start of our grammar symbol, can have follow as a dollar prompt. So follow of A will come as a dollar prompt. Now follow of B will check it. So here follow of B is nothing but, so after B whatever thing will come. So in a production we have A producing small letter A, B, capital letter B, then small letter A. So here follow of B will come as a small letter A. And if you took this production, it is B producing B, capital letter B. So B, after that we don't have anything, so that is epsilon naught, we don't have anything after this symbol. So we have to take it as a follow of this capital letter B is this side, whatever left hand side is there, that productions that symbols follow. So both sides B are there, so no problem, we stop there only. So here follow of B will get it as a only. Okay, now so how to write the program, we'll check it. Okay, so here actually we are taking the two-dimensional array of character, that is 4 variables we are taking it. Okay, so here ft for to store the first, fol is to store the follow, then st whatever input productions we are getting it from the user, then here fin is nothing but there also will store the productions, but in a table where which production we have to store it, that thing will be there. Okay, so st is nothing but whatever user will give starting, that input will be there. Then fin is nothing but in which row, which column, which production has to come, that will be there. Okay, so I have to get that one, we have 4 different strings. Okay, now we'll ask user how many non-terminals are there. So he will enter suppose 2. Okay, that is in our grammar we have capital letter A and B. So here in this program what we are doing is we are taking the ASCII value. Okay, so depending on this ASCII value we are identifying it is a terminal or non-terminal. Suppose if it is a positive, suppose if it is a capital letter, we are saying as it is a non-terminal only here. So whatever capital letter will be there, that is ASCII value above 64 and less than 95. So depending on that capital letter, what we are doing, we are identifying as a non-terminal. So for that non-terminal, what we are doing, we have to check it the first of that non-terminal. So to identify that one, so who's first we have to identify, that we are keeping here. Okay, that is nothing but that non-terminal we are keeping here in ft I of L. Okay, that is 0th index onwards, one by one non-terminals we will keep it in ft. So and here, so and we'll check it this production has or part or not. Okay, that is nothing but suppose b producing b capital B and epsilon naught. So this is or part, there is nothing but two productions together, one production happened here. So this is a shortcut way we are writing in one production. Actually these are two productions, so that part is there in the given input or not, we are checking it. So like that, by checking we are now first taking all one by one non-terminals inside a ft. Okay, starting here these all things what we are doing is nothing but one by one we are taking it. So now for those non-terminals we have to identify the first, and you have to check it, is it the start of the grammar symbol or not. If it is the start of the grammar symbol, we'll add inside a follow, that is dollar prompt. Okay, so here now, so whatever we are writing here, this is nothing but these all code here, what we are doing is one by one we are trying to identify the follow. So actually, and here one by one actually we identify the first of that non-terminal. So capital B after that production, so we are ignoring this one bytes. Okay, so then whatever is coming, that is small letter or capital letter, we are checking it. Depending on that we are identifying inside a first string. So that is whatever we written here. Okay, so in this we are writing it, and while identifying follow, what we are doing, so in that whatever first input we got it, we are checking that one, if it is a, that is if it is a 0.0 follow of 0, that is nothing but first non-terminal. For that we are adding one extra thing, that is dollar prompt also. Okay, so here this part of the code is one by one it's checking for the right hand side of the production. If it is there in the right hand side of the production, immediately after that, so here immediately after that anything is there, that is any terminal is there or not, we are checking it. If it is any terminal is there, what we are doing is just we are identifying the follow. So one by one follow content we'll add it. If it is not there, what we'll do, so we'll check it for the if it is a terminal, again we'll keep on. So if it is a non-terminal, again we have to keep on identifying that non-terminals first. Okay, so that we are doing it here. Okay, so that part we are doing it here. And here one more thing we are doing is that is it that first contain first of that non-terminal, suppose B producing, suppose we have as a, so B producing B capital letter B. So okay, so this B here, to identify follow of this B, so we will check it for the after that whatever content is there or not. If it is not there, so here we have to go for the follow of this one. Okay, so whenever we are suppose here again we have one terminal as non-terminal capital A. Okay, so here this non-terminal, suppose it has a epsilon naught. So what we have to do, that epsilon naught, instead of epsilon naught, so we have to go for a this part actually. Okay, so here we have to check it for it has epsilon naught or not. To do that one, here we are checking for epsilon naught. Here at the rate symbol we are using for a epsilon naught. Okay, so in keyboard we will not be having epsilon naught, so we are using at the rate symbol as a epsilon naught. Okay, then so at the end of this code we will be getting the follows. So now depending on this follows and first whatever we got it, we have to keep it inside a table. Okay, so the table entry, so here fin, so table entry we are keeping it, that is for each one non-terminal. So depending on that terminal, corresponding cell will identify. Okay, then and is it a content slash 0 or not, depending on that, just we are storing here. Okay, then store it and display it. That part we are doing it here, we are storing, then here we are displaying it. So here m of, that is non-terminal and terminal symbol. Okay, so those things we will identify and we will keep it. And for the first and for the start of the grammar symbol, that is for a, we will have the dollar prompt also. Okay, so end of this code we will be having the complete parse tree, so that will display it. So here we will execute it. First program, it's asking for how many non-terminals are there. Okay, suppose we entered as a 2, so it will ask for production, 2 productions. So that is first production we are entering as a capital letter A producing small letter a, capital B small letter a. Then second production B producing B or B or epsilon naught. Here epsilon naught we are indicating by that is dollar prompt. Okay, so then it will identify the first and follow. So if you observed here, first of capital letter A, first of capital letter B we identified, then follow of capital letter A, follow of capital letter B we identified. Depending on these things, so here we are entering inside a table. Okay, so actually we should have how many entries, that is for A, B and dollar prompt, and here capital letter A and capital letter B. Okay, this will be there. Okay, but we have only 3 entries. So this is the entry 1, okay, this is the entry 2 and this is the entry 3. Total we have 3 entries. Remaining 3, these 3 are the blank, so we are only displaying these 3 entries. Okay, so this is how we'll get the output.